Hi, I'm Andrea. I have alopecia areata, and today I want to talk about what it's like being a natural curly girl and trying to find a really realistic human hair curly wig. So I have two wigs from my personal collection. This one is a virgin Slavic human hair. So what that means is this curl and this wave pattern is natural. It's cut off somebody's head. Now, there's a lot of buzz around virgin Slavic. Why is it so expensive? Why is it hard to find? And so we'll talk about some of those characteristics and some of those things. But I also wanted to share my other option, or my other wig. This is a premium human hair wig that has been permed. So I'll turn these around so you can see. They have very similar curl patterns. The difference is this one has not been chemically processed, while this one has. And so we'll talk a little bit about what that means and some of the limitations that type of processing causes on human hair wigs. So this one, we'll talk about in a second. I want to talk about the Slavic. So I'm going to put the permed human hair down, and I'm going to put this one on so you can see what it looks like. I'm using a wig grip, and then to make the hairline a little more realistic, because I do have my natural dark hair that's coming back, this is micropore surgical tape. And typically in a wig grip, you have a lace section right here where scalp would show through if you didn't have hair. Since I have hair coming back, I use the tape because it doesn't affect the wig. So scar tape can leave a sticky residue that's kind of shiny. And so we always want to protect the lace, super important. So this is what she looks like on. And a couple of things right off the bat that I notice about this wig. One, the hairline is a little more realistic than my permed piece. And what I mean by that is it's not quite as dense. The other wig has a great hairline, but I feel like this one just looks a little extra realistic. The other thing is the virgin Slavic hair is super silky and soft. I have a large human hair wig collection. I probably have just about every type of texture of hair on the market in my search for something that would be very realistic to wear at work and very similar to my natural curly type 3A wave pattern. And so for me, this is super comfortable. It's a little lighter density, and I like that the hair hasn't, like, if I wanted to straighten this, I could. If I wanted it to curl back up, it would, because it's not been chemically processed to just be one way. And so for me, that extra price point is totally worth it, to have that flexibility and that extra level of comfort. That's not to say that the perm piece is a bad option. It's not. It has other benefits that are different than the features of this wig. Now, I will say I have never felt any human hair texture that is as soft and as silky as the virgin Slavic. When I touch this, it feels like I'm touching my natural hair. It actually reminds me of when I used to run my fingers through my daughter's toddler hair. And if you've had a child, you remember how silky and how soft the texture of their hair is when they're at those ages, because it's all so pure, right? So I would say that that's definitely, if you appreciate that kind of soft, silky, like literally virgin hair, then you're gonna love having a virgin Slavic piece. Now, about the price. This wig was more expensive than my custom curly permed wig. But I think that extra bit of comfort, that extra bit of realism, from my perspective, is worth it. So I'm willing to pay that price point for those features and aspects in the wig and in how it feels to me. Now I will say, while this is very similar to my natural curl pattern, the permed piece is probably more like my actual curls that I had naturally. This is a little looser than my own hair, and I've noticed, I don't know if you can see, but it's not, like the curl doesn't go all the way to the root. There's a little bit of like relaxed wave at the top, and then it goes into those nice loose bouncy curls. So I'm gonna segue over to my permed piece. Now I wear a small. This is a lace front wig. So I will see, so you can see the lace, and it's a close wefted cap. So I'm gonna put that one away, and let's look at this piece. So this piece has a bit more volume. It also has been chemically processed, so you don't want to double process this hair. To maintain the integrity, I'm not going to color it. I'm not going to try to straighten it. I am going to be as gentle and as, you know, conscientious about taking care of this piece as I possibly can. So I'm going to put this one on. This one does have a double lace liner in the top, so you may not need the micropore tape or scar tape to make it look realistic. So I think you can see here, get that situated. So yeah, this hairline's just a little denser. There is more volume probably from the perm. So I've got more volume on top, more lift, if you will, and a little denser curl pattern from the root to the tip. Now, this is still a really comfortable wig. Price point wise, it is less than this one. And the thing that I loved about this option was choice. I worked with the vendor, I picked the curl pattern, I picked the cap size, I picked the length, and all of those things not only give you a really personal, unique to you experience with the wig you're gonna wear, but it also affects the price. So this is a 16-inch piece. Because of the curl pattern, I chose the curliest option. It shrinks up a bit, so it sits a little shorter, but kind of right where I want it. I always wore my natural hair kind of at my collarbone, maybe just a little bit longer, just depends. So again, I really love this piece, but for different reasons. Like this one is never gonna lose its curl if it's cared for properly. It's always gonna have this nice volume. I will say the fact that the curl pattern is up closer to the root mimics my natural hair a bit more, just like the wave pattern mimics my natural wave pattern a bit more. But the texture, because it has been chemically treated, it feels, you know, a little denser, a little drier. So again, it goes into that proper maintenance, keeping the hair very hydrated and definitely not applying heat or anything that would damage the integrity of the curl. So from my perspective, both of these wigs are an awesome choice. If you are dipping your toe into the human hair world and you are a curly girl, I would definitely consider maybe going the custom curl route first, where you have a little more control over the end result. However, if you buy a virgin Slavic piece like this one, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. I can honestly say I have never felt a hair texture in a wig that feels more natural and is soft and silky, and you can have flexibility in how you want to style it. I just think if you're going for a very realistic experience, then you probably want to look at the Virgin Slavic. I do believe it's worth the hype. From my perspective, I like both of these wigs, again, just for different reasons, and I enjoy wearing each of them, given the situation. Now, I will say that I just lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. So one of the questions that I got through Instagram was, basically, how can we be sure it's Virgin Slavic and you're getting what you pay for? And so I think from my perspective as a consumer, you have to do your due diligence. I mean, the short answer to that is no. There's no way for me to confirm that this is cut from the hair of a little kid in the Eastern Bloc of the world, like Ukraine, Moldova, or any of those places. I am trusting that the vendor I work with is telling me the truth. And so I feel like if you're going to go the route of kind of the high end of the market and a high quality piece, you have to ask all the questions. You have to do your due diligence. And I work with, and the person I bought these wigs from is the Wave Hair Collection, and the owner, Carrie, I've actually met in person. She's a lovely woman. I trust her integrity. I believe that what she's selling is exactly what she says that she's selling. And so for me, that minimizes risk. But I would say, if you're not ready to go this route and you don't have a trusted vendor yet that you've found, this is a fantastic option. I love the choice, getting to pick my exact wave pattern, getting to pick, my cap and all of those things. And again, it's a different price point. It's a different product. So I feel like whether you choose the Virgin Slavic or whether you go with a custom curly premium human hair wig, they're both winners in my book. I love them both. I would recommend them both, just depending on what problem you're trying to address and what your comfort level is with your budget and how comfortable it's going to be on your head and kind of functioning in your day-to-day life. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment, send me a DM. I'm happy to answer any additional questions. Thanks, guys.